Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast pre-show here on Patreon. I am your host, Corey Deering, and alongside me, back for good, is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Fleetmont.
Me?
Yes, you.
Hi, yes, me. Hi.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Miss
How are
you.
I know. I feel like we were just together yesterday, but like 3 years ago at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's weird how time works.
I know.
Yeah.
Time.
Regular life just isn't the same.
Yeah. Speaking of not the same, also here is PK Power, Pat Klein.
That's right, my battery's been recharged, and I'm trying to keep myself in a positive outlook.
All right. Positivity is the way to be.
Yep.
Right? Schoolhouse Rock. I don't know. I'm glad your batteries are recharged, Pat. I'm working on it. I'm plugged in right now. It's like the Sega Game Gear, right? Where you have it plugged in and the 75 batteries, so it lasts for 20 minutes. That's where I'm at. So
nice.
But we have a guest. She is a streamer. She was on Book Club. Was some recent Book Club.
Paper Mario.
Yeah. No, I knew Paper Mario. I don't remember when that came. I don't remember when it came out. That's the problem.
Dude.
It's a free one right now.
Time either. So.
Just Taylor. No, I'm just kidding. Taylor's here. Hello, Taylor. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you again.
Happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
So if people don't know who you are, who are you? And why are you important on the internet? Why did Pat invite you here?
Okay. So hi everyone. My name's Taylor. My main platform is Twitter. That's where I met Pat. My Twitter handle is cute_idiot. I also do stream on Twitch occasionally. It has been a while since I've streamed because I'm trying to get my setup going. But I'm planning to get back to it at some point. I do love video games. I've been playing video games since I was like 5 years old. I've grown up on them. My main systems are Nintendo and PlayStation, so I've played a bunch of games on those. My favorite games are Nintendo games and JRPGs. And I think he invited me here to talk about games, especially Genshin Impact, because I think everyone on Twitter knows I am obsessed with that game. And an update just came out, so I'm excited to talk about that.
Nice. Yeah, it's coming to Xbox. That was the big announcement for us Xbox people that 2.5 years later it's coming out finally. Just like Final Fantasy 14 10 years later and all these other games. Oh, Xbox.
Who says Xbox doesn't have games?
Yeah. Xbox has games. You can just play them everywhere. Anyways, well, Taylor, we're glad you're here. Glad to have a different style of gamer on the show because we don't get a lot. We have sort of a growing Genshin Hoyoverse community, a small one, but a growing one in our Discord at least. And, some of our writers are really into it. And there's always those sectors of gaming that you don't really see a lot of when you're, kind of involved in other sectors. So it's fun. It's fun to learn about other perspectives. So I'm glad you're here. But we are going to talk about something during this pre-show that I think we're all familiar with. And that is conventions. We've all been to one or two, right? It's always a good time. We just got back from PAX West. This is actually our first show back since the event. So it's kind of weird sitting at this desk podcasting again with everybody. But it's conventions. I love it. I love them. I wish there were more that were, not so expensive to get to sometimes. But I really love them. And so Pat, since this was your idea for a pre-show topic, how do you feel about conventions, Pat?
Well, they are definitely very unique. My very first convention I ever went to was TwitchCon in 2018. And for me, it was finally meeting some of the Twitch streamers that I moderated for in person. And that was like just such a great feeling to be able to hang out with these people and like act like, we never seen each other online, but it's like we knew each other already. It's kind of like how we all felt when we got together for the first time at East this year.
Hmm.
Like originally you thought it was like, oh, it's gonna be weird to see you guys, but it's like we all were under the same roof, and it's like you could not tell that we weren't like roommates for like years on end. Like we just were comfortable around each other and like just having normal conversations and kind of, yeah, I don't know, I guess we're semi weird and not normal, but anyways, it's well, just like it's for me, it's meeting those people that I just get to that I don't get to ever see.
Hmm.
I think that's like the beauty of the convention. And then it's not even just meeting those people, it's getting to know other people as well. Like all the different developers that we met at PAX, and just forming those relationships with them, the other content creators that we met up with, that, you know, they're all like just really cool people. And I think that's for me what I like about it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's cool the people that you meet or are meeting in person for the first time. I mean, there are, like you said at PAX East, when that was, my first time kind of meeting everybody. I mean, I know
Mhm.
everybody's kind of met each other once before somewhere at some point, but um, really being together, and that was a really special moment. And then at West, like us meeting all these new creators and other people was super fun. Um, I love them. Taylor, we don't really have a good perspective from your point of view on conventions.
Mhm.
You know, because you're not here all the time like we are. How do you feel about
Yeah.
conventions?
I think my sentiment's very similar to Patrick's. So PAX East was the first video game convention I'd been to. So prior to that, it's been nothing but anime conventions I've gone to. So it was cool to experience what a game one was like compared to an anime one.
Mhm.
Um, but it was the same thing as Pat. I went to PAX East with a bunch of my online gamer friends. I've never met any of them in person. There was like a huge group of 12 of us. And we all just rented an Airbnb together. And it was like Pat said, it was like we had never met in person and we all got along so well. It was so fun. I got to meet a bunch of my online Twitter friends at the actual PAX East convention. And it's like, I feel like aside from conventions, I would never have an opportunity to do that and meet up with people, in person. Um, because to me, the conventions themselves can be a little underwhelming, overwhelming. Like I personally found PAX East underwhelming compared to like Anime Expo in LA because I felt like that had a lot more to offer compared to PAX East. But it was still a cool experience, and it's like even if I was a bit underwhelmed with what was there, getting to hang out with all the people and make memories and just talk about video games and stuff with people there, like that's what made it awesome. So I'm a big fan of conventions as well. But like you said, it is expensive because flying from West Coast to East Coast to go to Boston, it's an
Yeah,
expensive flight and expensive hotels and Airbnbs and stuff, but it's good. I like them.
yeah. I feel the long trip from the East Coast to the West Coast. So
Oh man.
that was,
That time
yeah,
difference, I
big
felt like
shiny
I was
penny.
gonna die.
Oh my
Uh,
god, yeah, that's the bad time difference going from there because it's like 3 hours ahead, like later.
it's it's not getting there that's bad. It's coming home
Yeah.
that's bad.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
uh,
Uh,
yeah. What, Pat? Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, I don't know. For me, it was the fact that it's like we're eating dinner when I should be going to bed.
Mm,
Was kind of weird.
yeah. It was funny though because I'm usually up till like 1 or 2, so going to bed at like 10:30 was normal for me. Oh, Stephanie,
Yeah.
conventions. You like them,
Conventions.
I think,
Yeah, I've been
sometimes.
to some Comic Cons before I entered the Boss Rush scene. I did go to the New York Comic Con once. Been to the Boston ones. At that time, as a consumer, I believe I was just overwhelmed, but I also am a person that doesn't really do well with crowds. So I feel like
Mm.
Mhm.
when I go there, I don't really get my money's worth, and that might be my own fault for getting overwhelmed and not really understanding how to best work a con.
Hmm.
And it was that way probably a little bit the first year I went to PAX East because I live in Massachusetts. Since I joined the Boss Rush writing team, going with a purpose, at least for myself, it felt way more fulfilling and I felt like I got more bang out of my buck for it. My last few experiences with PAX East and PAX West have been the best because, I go there, I know what I'm looking for, I know what I want to do. Um, and that's what made it an enjoyable experience, in addition to, seeing friends that that don't live near me, that live out of state, and having something in common because all four of us, we have things in common, right? We like video games, right?
Hmm.
Um, and even though video games have been more widely accepted than maybe in the 90s or 80s when I was growing up, I still feel, and I've said this probably to you, Corey, or someone, and it just makes me sad thinking I have to say this out loud. But part of my post-con depression is when I'm there, I feel like I can be myself.
Hmm.
I can geek out on what I see and not have to worry about people making fun of me as a dork or a nerd or roll their eyes at me and saying I'm wasting money over stupid crap that kids like. I'm just among my own kind.
Hmm.
I can be goofy, weird, dress however I feel at home. So I almost feel like it's become a safe place for me, as weird as that sounds.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I 100% agree, and I have said before, just to piggyback off of your thing, Stephanie, of like when I'm there, I feel like I can celebrate the things that I love, and then when I come home, I have to be this different version of myself. Not that I'm like pretending to be somebody else or not, but like no, I mean, my like for example, my wife kind of thinks video games are stupid, right? So like I can't talk about them with her because she doesn't understand and it's not something she's into. Or when you go to work or go out, like it's just not a thing around here. And so like you just these are the things. As I've gotten older, I've become comfortable with the things that I like, but on the other hand, it's like, well, the things I used to do to try to have more friends and I guess be accepted, I've stopped doing because I've accepted the things that I like. And so I don't get to be that very often except for when I'm at these conventions, and
Mhm.
so, it's I always look forward to these things, and I wish there were more ways for us to be together because it's just that it's so fun, right? We all get to
Hmm.
celebrate together and be together and do the things we love together and that kind of thing. So,
Guys, since I think most of us work from home, what we should do is we should find a house, buy it all together, and live under one roof and call it the
mm,
GameStop Villa or something. Or the Boss Rush Villa. I don't know.
mm,
The
That's
maybe,
gaming
funny.
place.
yeah,
The gaming place. I like that.
Hmm.
like a
I like
summer
it.
home on the
Hmm.
beach somewhere. We'll just
Oh, that
work
sounds
out of it.
fantastic.
I
We'll
know.
we'll make we'll make our own community. They'll
Yeah.
build up to a town.
Oh no. Do you enter through a warp pipe or a fog door?
You know what? We can custom make the door that way.
Oh no. Um, but as much as I love being at these conventions, like and Stephanie and Pat, you witnessed this a little bit while we were at PAX, but like I get really anxious around a lot of people, and like
Hmm.
there was a nice little hallway that I hid in a couple times during PAX West, over by the media room that was really quiet and nice. And I used it to like talk to my kids and stuff, so that was fun. But you know, I've had to come up with different techniques and different things that will keep me grounded, and there's a lot of ways to do that, and I'm very grateful that nobody judged me when I had to, you know, have
Hmm.
to kind of accommodate those certain feelings. And that's the other thing too, is like friends won't judge you, and it was very comforting and very heartwarming to know that friends are always there for you at these things when you can't really experience them the way that normal people do, and it's just fun. I just love being with everybody and acceptance and the things we love and learning a lot about people who are different from you, and it's just really fun. It's they are great. Conventions are fun.
Mhm.
That's the big takeaway, I guess. So,
100% agree.
anybody going to what's the next con everybody going to PAX East?
PAX East.
PAX
won't be-
East.
PAX
be-
East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that won't be till May, right? That got
Yeah.
pushed out.
Yep. Good
So,
times. PAX East.
Yeah, I haven't really had any drive to go to any more Comic-Cons. It's that love-hate thing, right? I hate crowds. I'm a really bad introvert. So I'm already not motivated to go to things, but I'll go to PAX.
Mhm.
I'll always go to PAX, and I have no excuse because I live in near Boston. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought about going to GCX at some point, which is the big Destiny convention in Florida every year. But that's like usually in like June or July, and Florida in July sounds like a nightmare. Plus, it's right in between. PAX East is in May, and then you have GCX in July, and then you then you have PAX West in August. So,
I mean, I would like to try something outside that, like Day of the Devs or
mhm,
GDC, which is much bigger, or Tokyo Game Show or the Tokyo Indie Summit, which all of those require significantly more travel and time and money. So it won't be a
mhm.
next year thing, but it's a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo Game Show sounds good. I would also be interested in maybe doing the Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
But
I would really like to go to Japan at some point and do Tokyo Game Show, or just go to Japan.
I am still looking into trying to go and bring my son so we can visit the museum, Nintendo Museum.
That's what I
Oh,
would
that'd
like
be
to
cool.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what? That's it. The next Boss Rush meetup, Boss Rush Con, will be held in Japan
do. Yes.
for the museum. Everyone's
Yes.
invited.
Yep. You know what else Japan has? The best version of Disneyland. So
Mm.
Tokyo Disney Sea. Telling you, it's gonna be awesome. But cons, everybody. Everybody should experience it at least once, I think. And yeah.
Yeah,
But-
even if you're not a con person, you should go to People Watch.
Yeah. People watching's fun.
It's one of the pros of the con.
Yeah. I like seeing all the people who are cosplaying, and not necessarily like the amazing ones that like spend thousands of dollars on their costumes very clearly, but like the ones who are like really trying and like it's heartwarming.
There's some creative stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it for the pre-show. So if you're a patron, you're hearing this right now, thank you for your support, and we will see you over on the main show. Bye.
Bye.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Ockstrom. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.